of the very large producing team that was lucky enough to be behind this gorgeous musical.
Woo!
And as we stand here today again on this stage, we're reminded of the moment in the room when we started this process only 4 months ago, representing a 10+ year journey where we stood around the room and spoke to each other about the impossibility of making anything. And the miracle of just getting to that room and getting to this stage. The last few weeks have only underlined the intensity and the complexity and the heartbreak of making art. And tonight's room must be a reminder forever that tomorrow was here, this work was here, and the impact of this work will live long beyond our stay.
I don't think that we would have even made it this far if it weren't for most, if not all of you in this room. Is anyone here for the first time seeing this show? The legacy of the Lempicka will forever be a part of the show. And to be very clear, Broadway was not the goal. It was a goal. And we fucking did it. Beautifully so. But stay tuned.
Thank you, Greg and Jenny and all of our producers and co-producers here. It's like, I know there will be many post-mortems, and your grace and fortitude and belief in the art and in this show and in all of us as artists on stage and off has been unwavering. And you are taking swings in an industry that is not so welcoming to them. And like, the season is a baller. Maybe that's the wrong or the right. I was reminded tonight of something that Carson Kreitzer, our fucking immortal book writer, she reminded me a little while ago when we were thinking the process that the last time we'd had the line, "Your women, they're taking over the world," was at Williamstown, and it was fucking almost impossible to hear because Hillary had just lost to that monster. And, sorry, just getting through it. And it remains pretty fucking hard to hear. And I feel so limitlessly proud of this show and how it has touched, like, I know even just so many people in the audience, and this theme that Tamara sings about via Carson's words and Matt Gould's transcendent melodies. You know, this idea of teach me to see. And I just need to like observe that I knew a lot was riding on reviews and reception, and I was like, well, either they're gonna hate us or they're gonna love us. And the thing that I never anticipated was a dismissal, was a feeling that the show wasn't seen. And that actually almost none of the reviews, and I like went back and looked at them leading up to today to be like, was I too emotional? Did I miss it? Almost none of them talked about the queer love story between Tamara and Viola. So beautifully told and cared for and delivered by each Eden and Amber, and all of the femmes on the stage. And I was like, they didn't see it. And that was very striking. And so when we talk about the gaze, the male gaze, it's just real. And I don't know. The show is called Lempicka, and it's about a Polish queer artist who no one really remembers that they've ever heard of or seen. So there's a lot of reasons why our time here has been short while fucking blazing. But I'm aware that men are in no way centered in this. They play incredible supporting roles. And they are not the heroes, they are not the villains. They are just present, because that's what you are in our lives. And I will be reckoning for a long time with how that impacted how the show was seen or not. And I love this cast. There's just never been a more iconic ensemble on an offstage. Our principals, most of whom have been with us for years, and some of whom showed up late with guns blazing. And I just want to thank our crew here. You have been so incredible.
I will never be able to be, I don't know how to find the words to say thank you to what Lempicka has given me. And none of you will know just what each of these people have put down on the line. And when I watch the show, that is what I see every time. Everything that parents, lovers, friends, this is the commitment, the tears, the blood, everything. And I'm just so grateful to be able to be a part of that, and grateful and happy that you get to see that and experience that. Tonight, when our stars reminded us, can we capture a moment? I just thought we should just sit for a moment and just remember this, capture this. It's remarkable. It is perfection. It is unlike anything that has or will be. I promise you that.
You better preach.
So let's take that moment together. Thank you.
At the very first rehearsal, I told everyone here one of my favorite quotes in the world by Carolyn Heilbrunn from a book called Writing a Woman's Life. And that quote is, power consists to a large degree in determining what stories will be told. And I am here to say, on behalf of all of us, we are not going to stop. So we are not going to stop centering the stories of women, grown women. Stories of queer people. We are not going to stop telling the stories of complicated people who have complicated lives. And for this moment, another of my favorite quotes keeps echoing in my head. This is from Tennessee Williams. Orpheus descending, or the fugitive kind, because rewrites. And at the end of the play, Carol is left holding Val's snakeskin jacket after he's gone. And she says, wild things leave skins behind them. They leave clean skins and teeth and white bones. And these are tokens passed from one to another, so the fugitive kind can always follow their kind. And let me just say that this incandescent fucking company has a cast album coming out.
Two microphones. Thank you, producer. First, I just want to say to my friend, my sister, I love you, and this has been the joy of life, making this with you. We're here because you're here, and because of your words and your vision. So thank you for this. Quick story. I think way back when we started writing this piece, we always dreamt, like, wouldn't it be great if, like, Rosie O'Donnell came to see our show? Wouldn't it be great if Madonna came to see our show? And they came. And we really do stand on the shoulders of those incredible women who have like carved a path. The Rosies, the Madonnas, Beyonce, Rihanna, like these sort of like iconic women of our culture. And I think that fame and celebrity is such an important thing because fame and celebrity gives us something to shoot for. That's why we love going to a rock concert. That's why we love the Kardashians, because it's like a dream fantasy world. That we wish in some way like we could have that. I think what we're supposed to do in the theater, though, they paint what a woman could be. They paint what a woman could be. I think what we're supposed to do in the theater, this is my humble opinion, is we're supposed to capture life somehow as it is. We paint what a woman is in this space. And I say this with humility, but I worry. I worry that, to Rachel's point, a show that is about, and to Carson's point, a show that is about what a woman is, who we are as a culture, gets dismissed. That as a culture, more and more, we want to celebrate this version of like fantasy. We want to live in fantasy. We want fantasy in the White House. We want fantasy in the news media. We want fantasy on Broadway. And less we're willing to look at the truth of who we are, how we play roles in the world as it is. And so I say this as we keep doing this, and I say this to my friends in the front rows who keep coming week after week, day after day, and to the many, many young theater artists who have come up to us and bombarded us with letters saying like, this reminded me why I want to do this. This is why I fucking wanted to make theater, because we could paint the world as it is. We could look at ourselves and go, ah, there we are. We can, and also, we have to do better. And so, if you produced this show and you lost a lot of money, if you worked on this show and you don't know what your next fucking job is because you've invested years of your life working on this show, if you wrote this show and you don't have a whole lot of prospects coming up next week. I just want to remind us that there is more to the world than just fucking making money and being fucking famous. We have to make work that lets people see themselves. We have to make work that lets us see ourselves so that we don't get lost in the fantasy. Because if we get lost in the fantasy, we're doomed. So please, keep supporting work where you see yourself, where you feel something, where you see humanity. Thank you so much for supporting our show.